Hi everyone, this is Nya K. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my collection of short scary stories. I hope you like it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to show your support and for faster access to my future contents. If you have any scary stories you would like me to share, please email them to me at nyk2022@yahoo.com, or I will be putting the email in the description box below. Thank you and enjoy. Hi everyone, this is Nya K. This session will be recorded in English. So, this story's title is called Cold Blooded. It was submitted by an anonymous person on Facebook. And I thought it was pretty interesting, so I would like to record it to share with everyone. All credits goes to this person. I take no credit. This is just a story that I ran over on Facebook and I would like to share with everyone. So again, the title is called Cold Blooded. This story was told by my grandpa, as it left him a traumatized and unforgettable occurrence. During the 1970s in Laos provinces, my grandpa had a distant cousin from his dad's side, and his name was Tong Kiai. He was always an outgoing person with a genuine personality. He lived up to what his parents always wanted him to be. Around this period, Hmong communities had been separated apart from each other due to the war. Because of this, many families started moving in with other clans as we all were sharing the common problems. With massive people resettling into the village, Tong Kiai saw this as an opportunity to find his Gaunya, or bride. While walking around the village, he heard someone haiku tia, which is singing a Hmong traditional ballad, down a small stream. Being himself, he had the courage to approach the woman and ask for her name and her surname. The woman glanced up with frightening eagle eyes and said in the shooting voice her name was Bandong Sengva, which is tree flower, and her last name was Vang. She went on telling how they just moved into the village 2 months ago and they were running from the Communist Party. After hearing about her story, Tong Kiai felt both love and care for this woman. As time went on, they started seeing each other on a daily basis, where her mother was fully aware of their love. Bandong could not wait any longer for him to make plans to take her home. But little did she know, Tong Kiai was an unfaithful man. Even after having sexual intercourse with Bandong and also making a vocal vow to bring her home one day, Tong Kiai was later caught and he was seen with a group of friends and some younger girls. Who spotted them? For what my grandpa told us, it was one of Bandong's friends who seemed to pass by when she came from the liete, or the farm. Knowing all about this, Bandong was silent with no emotions, just pure emptiness in her heart. This was told from her mother. Even after her mother tried to comfort her, she did not say a single word. Her face was pale. She showed no feelings, no signs of emotion to her mother or brother. After 2 to 3 days, Tong Kiai never showed up to her house. That was when she made the bold decision to commit suicide. Later in the afternoon, she told her mom she was going to go to this farm to pick some vegetables. As Bandong was heading out, her mom subconsciously noticed idai pandao de, or a long Hmong cloth, in her basket, but said nothing right after she stepped out of the house. It was past curfew already and pretty late that night that her parents started worrying about her well-being. Family members started rounding up together to discuss the possibility of where she could have been or where she had gone. Her mother thoroughly explained what she said to her and how she was feeling the whole day. An uncle of theirs started ranting and saying, "How are we going to help if this is what it's going to be like? If she's not being treated right from the man, and if he left her, if she's stupid enough to kill herself, let her die." They decided it was best to look for her in the morning as it was getting dark and there was only a small amount of light left and flashlights provided just minimal light for the families. In the morning, they had 2 groups with 5 men. One group was going to the liate, or the farm, and the other was going down a nearby darker part of the woods near the farm. My grandpa was one of the 5 men who went into the woods. They were clueless at first, calling her name and stuff, but small little hints gave out her spot when Grandpa saw a red string that the shamans would always tie on your hand or your leg. He knew the area pretty well. That was when he started to wander off alone. There was an area that had a steep hill, but once you go down that path, the land was more flat. As he slowly went, he tripped over some sticks and rolled down the hill and looked up to see Bandong hanging from the tree looking at him. He yelled, "Guys, over here!" The men started running to his voice. When they could visually see the body hanging, my grandpa could not move. He was trembling in fear. One of his closest buddies told him to ease up and tell the others to come down there. This was one of the eeriest part. After carrying the body back to the house, the parents actually decided that this was not their daughter's body anymore. It belonged to Tongkyai. That was when they carried the body to Tongkyai's house and laid the body in front of the porch. The parents said, "Now that she is dead, she belongs to your family. You guys will bury her." With sudden but utter reaction, Tongkyai looked slowly down her lower body to her face. When he saw Bandong looking at him, his heart dropped. He stepped back and rubbed his eyes. Nothing at all, just hallucinations. While our clan leaders were talking about how this was very disrespectful, the stench was unbearable, so they decided it was best to bury her as soon as possible. After burying her late that night, the dogs were so aggressively barking behind the alleys. Tongkyai was not able to sleep knowing that he would be dragged by Bandong if he ever were caught. It was when he listened to the footsteps outside and saw someone, nu, which is peeking at him from the walls. Going into many sleepless nights, they called a shaman to do a ritual for him and change his name. Young men who wander around to other villages would frequently hear a woman singing Hmong traditional ballads alone in the dark near her graveyard. Not knowing anything, their curiosity brought them great fear. As they approached the girl, she would look at them with red eyes and a broken neck looking for her groom. Going back to Tongkyai, he moved to the US around the 80s, going into the 90s. A major incident happened when he was out driving late at night when he swerved into something and hit a tree and died instantly. He died single. I know this is kind of ironic, but if you're superstitious, I assure you that maybe Bandong must have come back for him. Anyways, thank you for reading. Thank you so much to the person who put this story on Facebook publicly. So I thought it was actually a really interesting story, so I decided to share with everyone. Anyways, thank you so much for being patient with me. I know I have been MIA, but I hope that I will be able to give a little bit more time to my YouTube channel so that way it'll grow. So if you guys have any stories you would like to submit to me, or if you want me to tell any of your stories, please email them to me at my email, which is nyk2022@yahoo.com. If you have any questions or concerns, you can comment down below, or you can just email me and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much. Thank you all for listening to my short scary stories. If you have any stories that you would like for me to share or any scary encounters, please send them to me at nyk2022@yahoo.com. Thank you.